When you watch some of the modern Balboa dancers, or all of us next generation, and you watch the ladies dance, what are some of the things that you need to say to us? What do we need to hear as Balboa dancers, do you think?
Don't let the men get away with it. You girls are wonderful dancers, because without you, the men would be nothing. They can't get out there and dance by themselves. You are balance, you are a compliment, so play the part. Do your thing along with them. One thing I have found is that too many men hold you too close. If you watch formal classic dancers, the ballroom dancers, if they make beautiful moves, they certainly don't do it pushed against each other. There's space. If you're out just a little ways from your partner, then your hips move your legs move your feet. So I always feel that you shouldn't be clutched to the man's chest. You should back off just a little bit. That gives your body room to move.
We actually, on our registration form, we asked some of the followers if they had questions for you. And a couple of them had a question. I'll just tell you what they asked. They asked, how do you keep a man from stealing your shine? How do you get a leader to give you room to dance? Can we do that, you think?
Well, you have to do it in unison. Everybody has to do it. It's like going on strike. If you all do the same thing, then they're going to have to give in. Seriously. Don't let them get away with it, girls. It's a dance team. It can't be done alone. And since it is a team, be part of it. Don't let them push you aside. If the man's pulled you too close, say, kind of push your way out of it. And hey, if he doesn't like it, you do your action with your feet. You kick back behind you. You kick cross behind. You kick forward. If the mood strikes you, you're doing a slow bell and you just kick forward. Don't kick him though. It makes it more interesting, and actually the man is only going to look as good as the woman he's dancing with looks. If she's standing like a stick, he's not going to look so hot. He's going to look as though he's maybe not doing his job. And if she looks good and she's interesting, then he looks a little more interesting. Make sense?
Yeah.
Yes. So nowadays, now that we all take classes and we learn how to dance the Balboa or bal swing, when you think back to how it was back then, and I guess a lot of us, when we hear the word Balboa, that means bal swing or LA style swing dancing when we break away. When you talk about the Balboa dancers, of the 5 bal gals, were you dancing Balboa, or were you also dancing swing? Or would you do it all in one song? How was it?
We separated. When we danced when the fast numbers came, you see, in those days, you weren't allowed to be flamboyant. Men had to wear coats. When you danced, there were no aerials allowed. None of the hijinks that go on now were allowed. So therefore, your dancing had to be pure dancing. We danced Balboa, pure Balboa, with breaks, very pretty breaks in it. When we danced swing, we danced swing. When we danced swing to fast music, we got tired, we slipped into Balboa. But they are two distinctive things. However, nothing stays the same. So what this next generation of dancers has done, they've taken our Balboa and they have made something called bal swing. It's kind of foreign to me. I don't really quite understand it, but I like it. I think it's wonderful, and nothing stays the same. There was a formal tango dance that was absolutely breathtakingly beautiful. When you danced it classically, as I did one time, I don't know a thing about Latin dancing. One day, a Latin choreographer said, "If you'll teach me bal, Anne, I'll teach you tango." So Joe walked up to me, we were at a party one time, and he said, "Let's try it." I said, "I don't know a thing about tango." He said, "Just let me lead you." Girls, what would the men do if you didn't know how to follow? After I danced that dance with Joe, with him controlling my every movement, 4 or 5 people walked up to me and said, "Oh, you danced so beautifully." Here I was, rank amateur, I knew nothing about it, but he had made me look good. And only because I was, in my own way, kind of dramatic. You know, when he said, "Now I'm going to bend you back," I bent a little farther. When he said, "Break your knee," I broke it a little farther. And it just, that little added something. So, hey, do it, girls. Do it.
So the list that I started reading, Dottie Dominguez, Natalie Esparza, Betty Stoy, ladies like Jewel McGowan.
Now, those should be separated.
Yeah.
Jewel McGowan was of the original era, along with Madeline.
The truth were Lindy dancers.
Yeah, those girls were Lindy dancers.
They do Balboa later, but they were Lindy dancers.
Yeah, the Balboa dancers actually were Venna Archer, Madeline Green, Marie Fido,
You,
me, and Dottie Dominguez, and Edie Czar. Now, those were the bell dancers. The other girls were swing dancers. They did bell, but they weren't, you know, they weren't the leaders of bell. They were swing dancers.
they were dancers, great.
They were great dancers, but they weren't bell dancers. Now, Natalie Esparza, yes. Dottie Dominguez, yes. There's another girl, Sandy Lantieri. Do any of you know Sandy? She comes to the swing club once in a while. She comes, maybe drives 45 miles. But she is one of the bell dancers again. The old, the original, the ones that could dance with anybody, any style. Imagine dancing with Willie Desitoff, and then dancing with, who do I love? And then dancing with Ed Thompson with his style, and then turning around dancing with Johnny Mills. And you know, some men have a different bounce in their bell, so that your timing is off. You know, you're trying to, you hear the music, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. You're trying to dance to that, and there's a little hop or something in there, and he's going up and you're going down. It happens, and there's nothing you can do about it except try to adjust to it. But the true bell dancers, you can dance, girls, you can dance with anybody. You know bell basic, and you can dance it with anyone.